Nobody wears a mask.
Yeah, no, because that's become politicized too, the fuckers.
Uh,
Die for your government. Do it. Sacrifice your elderly.
what and what
For
dystopian
the great fucking line.
What dystopian goddamn future are we living in where a man went on air and said, "Oh well, I mean, I would be happy to sacrifice myself for the rest of the for the economy, so that my kids can have a better future." It's like, don't you even dare! You are asking people to kill themselves.
Don't speak for me either, motherfucker. Like, that's such a that pissed me off, not because like it wasn't crazy. Like what he did wasn't crazy. It was because you know what? That motherfucker's never going to have to.
Oh yeah, no, that's the problem.
He's never he can't. That's such a bullshit thing to say, because that's a person who's never going to have to put their life on the line for that. That person who's like, well, I would gladly sacrifice for myself and the country. Motherfucker, you're a millionaire. Shut the fuck up. You're not, it's not even, you're going to have the best healthcare in the nation if you get sick. Okay?
Yeah.
If they could prop up fucking Donald Trump's bloated fucking ass, sorry, like, I mean, it's not that like people haven't caught it anyways, but like that person isn't going to be in the same condition that a lot of his constituents are, that he's making that statement, you know, for, that he's speaking for at that point. And this person obviously didn't reply to me. I didn't expect them to, but someone made that big talking point of like, well, you know, most people live from the virus, and most people who die are people who are at risk. And I was like, hey, as an at-risk person, I would like to vote that we don't sacrifice me to save the economy.
Okay,
like,
so
do I get a vote in this?
I would like to clarify this. I don't know how many people are going to be watching this, but I would like to clarify this. Because I work in the health field, and my mother is in the health field as well. My entire family, so we know a lot about like diseases and such.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people who are doctors and practitioners know more than I do. But
got
this
some nuggets there.
Yeah. This virus has a mortality rate, not just for those with pre-existing conditions. Pre-existing conditions make you at a higher risk of developing much worse symptoms than most people. But the fatality rate is around, I think, what was it, like 2%?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that was what this person was. This person had the accurate mortality rate, but they were just saying it doesn't matter.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, 2%, very low. Out of 300 million people in this country, that is very low. The problem is, we don't know who that 2% is going to be.
Yes, but more importantly, what's 2% of 330 million?
Oh, it's a fuck ton.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Beyond the mathematics of the situation,
it's 6 million people, by the way. for those of you who didn't want to do the math, it's 6 million people.
Obviously, that toll is a super high with that. But the thing is that I like to point out to those people is like the death toll, the death mortality rate doesn't matter because it's so low. It's just like, yeah, but you don't know if you're gonna be one of the ones.
But it's very easy to get, and it also, outside of just the like there are other things that matter outside of a mortality rate, like.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, let's talk about the mortality rate of polio.
Polio.
Let's talk about the mortality rate of polio. Like, you know, FDR survived polio. Must not have been that bad. Oh, was he in a wheelchair?
Yeah, he kind of couldn't walk.
It's just like there are people have had brain damage, permanent. A lot of people, enough for it to be significant, enough for me to see tons of reports about it. It started in the UK. They started noticing this, that people, the oxygen deprivation. I'm making a logic leap here, but I'm just assuming this because that's what the virus does. The deprivation in oxygen, I'm assuming, was to the point people weren't getting enough oxygen to the point where that was affecting their brain activity, and they reported brain damage, like long-term permanent fucking brain damage after having coronavirus. This happened a lot.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I mean, this is on a little bit of a personal note. My mother had contracted the virus. She is
Right.
at a higher risk than normal. Not super high risk, but at a higher risk than normal
Right.
because she developed
It's
bronchitis.
a
very easily.
concern, yeah.
Yeah. And she ended up in the hospital for a few hours. They were able to get her stable and, you know, make sure that she could breathe and then she could feel a little bit better, and they sent her home. So that was a godsend, because it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But they have to watch her now. She has to, you know, report into a doctor every once in a while here and report any kind of lasting damage to her lungs, because she's already had damage to her lungs from when she was a kid. Now she has to report anything that's